Hi, today I'm going to show you how to update your schedule and set your preferences in when to work. So when you first log into when to work, it'll look something like this. There's a whole bunch of different tabs, but today we're just going to focus on how to update your schedule and choose times that you prefer to work. So you can either go to here where it says choose times I prefer to work, or you can go up here to the prefs or preferences tab. So let's say I have imaginary classes the week of January 2nd. To start, I'm going to click on the first day, so Monday, and there's this really big time frame and a weird paint roller looking tool. So the time frame, it covers the whole day, but in Kirby, we only work from 7:30 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. So you really don't need to worry about doing anything before 7 or anything after 9. So I like to start by looking at my schedule of classes and seeing what times I have class. We use red for times that we absolutely cannot work. So that means classes or extracurriculars only. So let's say my schedule says that I have an 8 a.m. class on Mondays. And let's say I have it from 8 a.m. to, I don't know, 9:50. Because I think that's typically how some of them go. So, and then let's also say maybe later in the day, I have writing club, and that is from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. So again, red is for times that we cannot work, classes and extracurriculars only. I would use green for times that I prefer to work. This doesn't necessarily mean that I'll be scheduled at these times, but it's good for me to know as a manager because I really do like to honor your preferences to the best that I can. So let's say since I'm already on campus during this time, I wouldn't mind working right after class, maybe until I don't know, 3:30 is when I'd prefer to work. We use pink to express when we dislike working or when we do not prefer to work. So just like green, it doesn't necessarily mean that we will or will not be scheduled, but it's good for me to know because I do like to try and honor your preferences. So maybe I really don't like working closing shifts. So I'm going to make this in pink. Even though I know I can still get scheduled, I'm going to indicate that I just don't like working at that time. Maybe I also don't like getting up really early and opening. So maybe I'll make the 7:30 part pink as well. I will say it is nice for me when I'm scheduling if you set your preferences for times that are longer than like 2 hours, because usually our shifts are about 3 to 4 hours during the week. Anyway, so as it says here, if it's left in white, that means it's fair game, just like the green and the pink. So in white, it's just no preference. Like, yeah, I wouldn't mind working from 3:30 to 6. I don't really like it. I don't dislike it, but I just wouldn't mind. Now, the important part of setting your preferences and updating your schedule is this repeat button. It's important that you make sure to repeat your schedule. So let's say this is my Monday schedule every single week. Then I'm going to repeat this for however many weeks are in the semester or however many weeks my schedule will be like this. This is because when I schedule a whole month at a time. So if your preferences aren't repeated every week, then it kind of makes things really confusing and can kind of mess with the schedule. So this part is really important that you repeat it for as many weeks as you need to. So let's also make sure to click save. That's important too. So I would go through and I would do this for every day. You can also repeat it for specific. I think you can. You can copy your preferences so that you can repeat it for specific days. If like maybe your Mondays and Wednesdays are all the same. Um, but anyway, so I would do every day, and then when it comes to the weekend, for the weekends, only use pink and green. So maybe on the weekends, I really dislike getting up early. I do not want to open at 7:30. a.m. So that would be maybe until then. But maybe I do prefer like either midday or evening shifts. So things like that. And then for we don't use the red though for weekends because to do that, we request time off. The request time off tab is just right at the top. It can also be accessed from the home page. So to request time off, you're going to click on a specific date. So we were looking at January. So maybe I'm looking at January 7th, a Saturday. To request time off, I'm going to click on that date. You can also increase the number of days. So maybe I'm gone for the whole weekend. Or you can click partial or repeating. So maybe on only Saturday, I'm going to be gone from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. That would leave it so that I could still be scheduled later in the day. But anyway, I'm going to take full days off, 2 full days off. I would prefer that you put in a comment for why you're taking time off. That just helps me know, like, okay, this is a legit time off request. Let me approve it. Also, if you just really need a break, like that's okay too. I've definitely done that before when I was in your position. Sometimes you just need a mental health break, and that's okay. So, yeah, that's requesting time off. And then so maybe this weekend I'll say out of town, and then I'll just click request time off. Your time off request has been entered. And then for me on my end as a manager, I would approve it. It's very rare that I don't approve time off, but I will usually reach out to you if I don't approve it. The only thing is that with weekends, it's important that we leave about 2 weekends free to be scheduled. This doesn't mean that we're going to be scheduled the entire weekend. You'll just be either scheduled a Friday night, a Saturday, or a Sunday of the weekend. So yeah, requesting time off, super easy. If we have things happening on the weekends, we use this. But it's important to leave about 2 weekends free to be scheduled, like I mentioned. That's all I've got for setting your preferences. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email. I hope this made sense. I kind of stumbled through it a bit, but yeah, just let me know if you have any questions. All right, bye.